Valley of the river Shkumbin, between the great mountains of Illyria, bypassed the twin lakes, snaked between mountain ranges that now straddle the North Macedonian Greek border, before descending into the Pelagonian plains, reached the Aegean, and continued, parallel to the coast, all the way to the Bosphorus. The lakes are engendered by springs, surrounded by springs, and connected to each other by underground streams. They are at the junction of two and in places three national borders. Greece nibbles at the southern end of Lake Prespa and almost swallows up the teardrop lakelet at the bottom of it, Mikri, Little Prespa. Here, at the confluence of powerful civilizational forces from antiquity to the present day, mingle the currents of two warm seas and the icy winds of mountains nearly 3,000 metres, 9,000 feet, high. Ohrid and Prespa are Europe's oldest lakes. Ohrid may even be the world's second oldest. Ordinary lakes last only 100,000 years at most before they fill up with sediments, but a handful, Tanganyika, Baikal, Ohrid, Prespa, have endured for over 1 million years. Despite recent probes, scientists cannot be precise about the age of Ohrid Prespa. They may well be up to 3 million years old. Lake Ohrid is fed by tributaries, sublacustic springs, and most remarkably, by underground streams from Lake Prespa, which travel through the limestone Galachitsa mountain, 2,254 metres high. These sister springs account for 1/4 of the lake's incoming water. The porous karst ensures that the icy waters arrive at Lake Ohrid naturally filtered. This extraordinary transfusion, along with the bubbling lacustrine springs, can be seen at the St. Naum Springs in Macedonia and the Drilon Springs in Albania, as it happens, second by second. Prespa sits 180 metres above Ohrid, and seen from the air, the pair look like eyes in an ancient face. The area of the lakes and the Galachitsa mountain between them form a reserve with an extremely rich biosphere. Brown bears, wolves, and golden eagles inhabit the higher parts. Some say that the lake's geomagnetic location creates a very high vibrational quality. Some even believe that Ohrid Lake is inside an energy vortex, and a popular, if scientifically null, local hyperbole fancies yet another lake under the mountain, a buried lake. There is also talk of a subaquatic mountain caused by ongoing tectonic shifts in the region, which is not unlikely, but what is certain is that the subterranean communication system of the two lakes is the only one of its kind in Eurasia. 10 years ago, on a visit to the lake, I encountered a young monk who asked me where my grandmother was buried. I said, Sophia. He said that it didn't matter, that her spirit had returned here because Lake Ohrid is a gathering point. On that same visit, I witnessed a freak accident. It was a warm September day. I stood on the cliffs of Caneo above Ohrid town. From there, you could see the entire shore. I photographed a tourist boat gliding over the mirror of the lake. 30 minutes later, the boat capsized and sank without a trace, as if the lake had swallowed it. The people on it were visitors from Bulgaria. 15 drowned, the rest were rescued by locals. With eerie symbolism, that boat was called Ilinden, after the tragic Ilinden, St. Elijah's Day, uprising in 1903, which had aimed to free Macedonia from Ottoman rule. Ilinden is commemorated every year in Bulgaria and the Republic of North Macedonia, though in an instance of retrospective nationalism, the two countries' governments periodically argue over who took part in it, Macedonians or Bulgarians, or both, and whether and to what degree there was a difference between the two. Tourists come to Lake Ohrid each summer, but the region's deeper currents remain hidden. The Balkans are a complex civilizational weave into which diverse and sometimes conflicting versions of reality are read by the